What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 23. Last week had no episode, unfortunately, but now we are back. I'm very eager to find out how things conclude here. This should be the second to last episode in the season, and what that also means is that we need to figure out what I'm going to be reacting to after this. I made a community post about that actually last night. Feel free to either on this video or on that community post comment what you want me to react to. Specifically, I'm looking for something for the next anime season, something new that's coming out. But with that out of the way, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, consider becoming a channel member if you want to support me just that little bit extra, and let's get into this. I am quite curious to see how this episode goes, because even if not everything gets resolved, I imagine we're gonna find out the fate of, well, the She clan in this episode. I don't see how they can drag out any longer the fate of characters like Shisui, Suirei, stuff like that. I'm ready for it not to end happily. I'm expecting it to not be perfect, but I am hopeful that at least someone can get out of it alive, if not in a better position. Mainly speaking, I'm hoping that both Suirei and Shisui can get out of it okay, but honestly, at this point, I've accepted that at most, probably it's going to be one of them, and if Shisui has anything to say about it, it's going to be Suirei. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. This opening grew on me so much. Oh, a whistle? Oh, no, yeah, it's Lee Haku's whistle. Duh, that's where we ended the episode, pretty much. Oh, they have guns. Yeah. You only get a few shots off. These guns aren't that powerful. Okay. Oh. Oh. Taking responsibility? Hmm? What's the play here? Yeah. Yeah. Oh? Huh? Yep. He uses flint and everything. Jesus. I feel like this is a play, though. I feel like this isn't actually the case based on what we learned at the end of last episode. Yeah. He's taking the fall. Hmm? Oh. in the end, he thinks of his wife. Jesus. Yeah. How the hell does the rest of this go, though? How is that him taking responsibility? He's playing a show, but what does it do? Oh? Uh? Oh, jeez. Interesting. Jesus Christ. Yep. Your wish. Oh. She puts the gun away. What? Yep. We've known as much for a while. Hmm. Oh. Wow, she willingly went. She always wanted power. Oh, Jesus. Okay, it was one-sided love. Lolan knows a lot, it would seem. Oh. Shisho suggested it? Evidently, a lot of us are. Okay. The She clan was a slave family? Or like a slave, like, clan? The leftovers, Jesus. Huh. Yeah, okay, so it was essentially a business venture from the She clan to get out of a tight spot. Huh. The same secret entrance. He built it. Okay. God, was he desperate. Yeah. He was desperately in love. Mmm. Interesting. Oh? Okay. Ah. Yep. On the request that she would be released from the rear palace. Hmm. Yep. No hostage necessary. It was all to get you back. Shisho was so desperately in love with her. Yeah, that too. Hmm. He did. He committed many crimes for you. Yeah. Sure, definitely. Yep. Hmm. Yep. Ah. Hmm. Okay. So that comparison is actually very accurate then. Huh. Wow. Yeah, she still was the traitorous one more legitimately. Yeah, no, that was foolish from the start. Let me guess, never loaded? You're so. Oh my god! Oh, it was. Oh, fuck. Oh. Jesus Christ. Wow. Jesus Christ. Yeah. You're pretty smart. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. I'm sorry for being so quiet this entire time. I'm just honestly speechless in a lot of this. Since they've already died once. Taking one of the finger ornaments. Oh? Oh. Oh. Oh, fuck. The music is way too good for right now. And now the act begins, or no? Yes, yes, it does. But she keeps dancing? Jesus Christ. That's it. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Fuck. We're already to the end of the episode? Of course we are. Jesus Christ. Yeah. There's a body count. Jesus. Oh? Oh? What? I'm being completely honest, I don't know how well I can analyze this in my current state. But I'll do my best. So at the end of the day, things did play out roughly how I expected them to, but that doesn't change how much some of it hurt. And there were still some details we didn't know. This episode is the fall of the Shi clan. The only one allowed to live was Suirei. It's not surprising. The fact that Suirei was able to survive is saying something in of itself. But it's through this episode that we come to understand both Shisho and Shenmei a lot more. Shisho was a man hopelessly in love. He only ever wished to be with Shenmei, willing to break the law and sacrifice his status to be with her. willing to do just about anything for her. And yet, at her core, she could care less about him. Her own pride and vanity and seeking of power kept her from ever loving him in any way truly. Perhaps there was a love between them legitimately at a time, but when she was given the chance to go to the Rear Palace, saw the potential of becoming someone so close to the top of her society, the top of the ruling class, she immediately gave him up. But it's also here that we learn the full extent of the scheming of Shisho and the degradation of Shenmei. Shenmei found herself progressively more and more surrounded by people who were irrational and believed that they could also gain power through supporting her and influencing her towards what they want. The corruption within the kingdom, the rot that would break it down. Those are the people that surrounded Shenmei once she returned from the Rear Palace. And pairing that with her not understanding the reason she was able to get back to Shisho, the reason he remarried, though internally she already was not that great a person, it made her reach the point where she was living in a fantasy. She believed herself the most worthy of ruling the nation, that the nation deserves to fall, that she can do anything she wants. And inevitably, that's where her more sadistic, cruel nature reared its ugly head and developed further. And at a certain point, this corruption that surrounded Shenmei became so concentrated that Shisho could not ignore it any longer. Shisho decided to sacrifice himself and his clan to in one fell swoop destroy it all. Or at the very least, that's the story Lolin gives. It very well may be that this is the trick that she is pulling off with her father. The way he is to take responsibility is to conduct the final act. The way he is to take responsibility, like she told him to at the end of last episode, was to enact the final piece of this scheme, of this performance, become the villain, so that even if that was not his plan from the beginning, like she claims, it could at least be believed to be the case. But regardless of which one it is, his entire life he did everything for Shenmei until this final performance. This final performance was to take responsibility, to help Lolin / Shisui save Suirei. And if we are to believe Lolin, also to save the nation from this corruption. But regardless of his exact reasoning, he still dies thinking of the woman he loved. Not the woman that Shenmei is now, but who she was when she entered the Rear Palace. Meanwhile, Shenmei dies, nothing but a fool, an idiotic monster who was killed in an attempt to kill her own daughter. But there is something more to Shenmei and Shisui's interactions in this episode. There is one deeply complicated element. Shisui mentions how Shenmei deeply hates Jinshi because he resembles the late emperor, and he is more beautiful than her. And though I may be wrong in this, I may be off in my interpretation, I feel like Shisui taking one of the claw finger ornaments from Shenmei, her mother, and cutting Jinshi's face with it is in some way something she's doing for her mother. As much as in the end she despises her own mother, directly leads to her death, at least in the way it happened. There was no way out for her in the end, but still, in some strange way, she still was her mother. And so though she gives up her life and potentially convinced her father to do the same for the sake of Suirei, I don't see who else that could be for but her mother. It was one of her two wishes. But then she finishes her own performance. Shisho put on an act in his dying moments, and now she shall as well. And it's painfully beautiful. Her final dance is a beautiful one. Incredibly tragic, incredibly sad, but beautiful. Since the start of the season, Shisui has been there. Since episode 1 of season 2, she has been there. She was a great character, lovable. Season 2 in many ways was her season. And now with this final act, she's gone. As Jinshi says, after she fell off the edge of the building, he never saw Lolin again. But there is one thing that is odd about the end of this episode. Inevitably, her falling off the edge means that we do not see the body. We do not see her dead. And at the very end of the episode, someone, I believe the guard who decided to leave a couple episodes ago, spots something glinting in a bush. I'm not confident enough to claim that Shisui is still alive, but there is something else happening here, something else going on, intentional or otherwise. Whether it's some final trick, an accident, a coincidence, I'm not sure. But regardless, Lolin is dead. Who knows what will happen to Suirei? Who knows if somehow we'll ever see Shisui again. But we do have one more episode to find out. Once again, sorry if I was quieter in this episode and had a little less to say, but I was very much so just sort of carried along by this episode. It hit hard, and I loved it for that. But with that, though there are other things I could touch on, I think I'll leave it there. One more episode left. Let's see where the season leaves us off on. But with that, just as a reminder, please comment on this video or on the community post I made last night any anime for the upcoming season that you want to see me react to. I'll consider all the recommendations and put a poll together in a few days that will determine the final result of what I end up reacting to. Beyond that, I do have the unfortunate announcement being that I will be out of town next week when the final episode is supposed to come out of the season, so I unfortunately will not get to that until a few days after it releases. Very sorry for that. If it wasn't for last week no episode releasing, things would have been totally fine and that wouldn't have been an issue, but that's just how things turned out, so I'll be getting to that as soon as I can, but it will not be next Friday, it'll be a little later. But with all that out of the way, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and very special thanks to all of my channel members, being Desaize and Pokelove101 at the normal tier, and Kondo Nano at the cool person tier. Really appreciate all your support as always, and I hope you all had a great day. Bye-bye.